There are organizations more powerful than some countries. Organizations that employ more people than Microsoft, that generate more money than the GDP of 70 nations. We call them cartels. But one of them surpassed them all. It corrupted presidents. It bent the DEA to its will. It turned a poor child born in a mountain shack into the most wanted man on the planet. To understand the Sinaloa Cartel, you have to go back to the Sierra Madre Occidental, a mountain range in northwestern Mexico, isolated, forgotten by the state. For generations, the families living there grew one plant, the poppy. Not out of ideology, out of survival. It was in these mountains that, in 1987, the cartel that would change the world was born. Founded by a handful of men, among them a certain Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, the original godfather, but also a quiet young man with sharp eyes, from a village with no running water. His name, Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Loera. The world would soon know him by another name, El Chapo. At the beginning, Guzman is nothing but a courier, an errand boy. He doesn't look dangerous. That is precisely why he is so dangerous. He watches, he learns, he waits, and while other cartels fight each other with Kalashnikovs, he builds something different. A business. The true power of the Sinaloa Cartel is not violence, it's logistics. In the 1990s, while rival cartels ship drugs in suitcases, Sinaloa builds tunnels. Engineering-grade tunnels, ventilated, electrified, equipped with rails and carts. Some stretch over a mile long. One of them runs directly beneath the Tijuana International Airport. Authorities only find a fraction of them. Sinaloa innovates constantly. Catapults to launch drug bundles over the border wall. Semi-submersible submarines built deep in the Colombian jungle. Drones, climate-controlled tunnels. Legitimate business fronts. At its peak, the cartel controls more than 50% of all drug trafficking entering the United States. To put that in perspective, Amazon holds around 38% of US online retail, and we consider that a monopoly. Sinaloa is a monopoly of death, tolerated for decades. Because the cartel has something its rivals don't. Where other cartels massacre entire populations and trigger humanitarian crises, Sinaloa calculates. Violence is expensive. It draws attention. The cartel only kills when necessary, and when it's necessary, it is merciless. The secret behind the Sinaloa cartel's longevity comes down to two words: plata o plomo, silver or lead. You take the money or you take the bullets. This policy infiltrated every level of the Mexican state, from local cops to army generals, from judges to politicians. Some investigations suggest the corruption reaches all the way to the highest offices of power. In 2019, an event shook Mexico to its core. Genaro Garcia Luna, the former Secretary of Public Security, the man whose job was to fight the cartels, was arrested in the United States, charged with accepting millions of dollars in bribes from Sinaloa, not a field officer, the minister. And Garcia Luna is not an isolated case. Testimonies at El Chapo's trial in New York made explosive revelations. Dozens of officials named on the stand. The cartel is not outside the Mexican state. El Chapo is arrested for the first time in 1993. He escapes from a maximum security prison in 2001, hidden inside a laundry cart, recaptured in 2014. He escapes again in 2015 through a tunnel dug beneath his prison cell, a tunnel fitted with a motorcycle on rails. The entire world is stunned. Recaptured in 2016, extradited to the United States in 2017. Sentenced in 2019 to life in prison. End of the story? No, because the Sinaloa cartel never depended on a single man. That is its structural genius. While El Chapo rots in an American supermax, his sons, the Chapitos, take the reins and they introduce a new drug, fentanyl, a molecule 50 times more potent than heroin, so powerful that a lethal dose fits on the head of a pin. Fentanyl now kills more than 70,000 Americans every year, more than the entire Vietnam War in a single year. Sinaloa is no longer just selling drugs, it's selling death at wholesale prices. The Sinaloa cartel has survived dozens of military operations. The DEA, the Mexican army, its own internal wars. It survived its founder. Today, the organization is fractured, weakened by internal betrayals, especially since Ismael El Mayo Zambada was arrested under deeply murky circumstances. But experts agree on one thing: as long as American demand for drugs exists, as long as poverty hollows out the Sierra Madre, and as long as corruption structures Mexican institutions, Sinaloa, or something that looks exactly like it, will be there. Because cartels are not a cause, they are a symptom, and the world has not yet decided to treat the disease. If this video taught you something, subscribe. Next week, we're diving into the war between Sinaloa and the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel, the bloodiest confrontation in modern Mexican history.